Alright, today is April 13th. Taking a quick look at some cryptos. We got one person in the chat. If you have any questions, if you want me to go over any US stocks or cryptocurrencies, leave them in the chat box. I'll get to it as I go through this list. I was taking a quick look at Avalanche today. You can take a quick look at this chart, exhibiting weakness, right? So it's trading below that 200 moving average on the daily chart. Now you want to flip on different time frames. It's important for you to look at a chart and be very objective. Where is price trading in relation to that 200 moving average on the 4 hour? It's currently trading below, right? How about on the 3 hour? 3 hours trading below. 2 hour also trading below. And also finally we have the 1 hour also trading below. I have to look at this chart in a very bearish way. Now, there are a lot of people out there on social media. They will probably be picking bottoms. They're looking at, well, Avalanche is exhibiting a series of higher lows. I'm going to go in here and buy. Well, according to my plans, never been my way to look at a chart like that. You have to first start showing some strength on smaller time frames, and then you're thinking about going long. Now, if I were to compare this chart with Shiba Inu, okay, so right here, we have Shiba. Where is it trading on the daily chart? On the daily chart, it's also showing weakness. It's trading below that 200 moving average. But if we're flipping down to a smaller time frame, such as the 4 hour, where is it trading now? It's trading above that 200 moving average on the 4 hour. How about on the 3 hour? Also trading above, right? So that's the 200 moving average on the 3 hour. On the 2 hour, also staying up above. On the 1 hour, staying up above. So this is how you can compare charts from a technical standpoint. You're not making decisions based on a bunch of headlines. You're looking at this chart. You're looking at the price. Looking at where it's trading in relation to that 200 moving average on different time frames. Shiba Inu technically is stronger than Avalanche at this present time. Could it change a couple hours from now? Of course it can, but I'm just taking this moment right here. Me looking at this chart live. And that's how you go from decision to decision, not based on what you want to see. Looking at clearly on the chart. Price is trading below these moving averages on the daily chart as well as smaller time frames, exhibiting a series of lower highs and lower lows. I've got to be looking for some short setups. And to do that, I'm looking for symmetry resistance, looking for these previous pullbacks to the upside before more downside correction. So that's how I start to map these guys out. I use that tool right here, the trend-based fib extension, clicking from this pivot low, pivot high, projecting to that new recent low. I'm not exactly saying this is exactly what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen. You can take it one day at a time, right? So you're looking at this chart, you're saying, okay, there might be some resistance parked right at that area, right around 82 and some change. But it doesn't have to play out the way that you want it to. For example, let's just say price gets some strength, price break through that pocket of potential resistance. Once again, there's nothing for me to do on this chart. Only if it starts to exhibit exactly what I want to see, which is getting up into that area. So my second price relationship would be that 50% retracement. And I also had a third price relationship. If I look back in history, there was also another pullback. So it's important, if you want to look at how the chart behaves, you got to always look left, right? We want to study the price patterns, price history of the chart, and see how it may behave in the future. From here, looking to short on a 15-minute time frame. So that's what I have for Avalanche. Now Luna, we talked about that a couple of days ago. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for that pullback into my pocket, potential support right around 74.75. Without exhibiting this behavior, getting that pullback into my planned support, nothing for me to do with Luna. On the daily chart, Luna is still exhibiting strength. staying up above that 200 moving average on the daily chart, which is serial higher highs. And that's very rare right now in the crypto space, right? If you're looking at the major coins, just Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're all trading below that 200 moving average on the daily chart. Taking a quick look right here, you can see that 200 moving average is all the way up there for Bitcoin. For Ethereum, right? Got up above temporarily and then continued to sell to the downside. So for charts like this, nothing for me to do until it starts to find some strength. First, it has to pull back to a symmetry support that it has demonstrated in price amount from previous pullbacks. From there, I like to see how it exhibits strength out of that zone. And to start demonstrating strength, you'll first find strength in some smaller time frames. For example, on the 1 hour, it's got to start to climb up above. And that's what's interesting about setting these charts. Doesn't matter which chart you're looking at. Once it starts to bottom out with a series of higher lows, right? So if you're looking at Shiba Inu, it's been in the sideways consolidation for quite some time, all right? Now, when this happens, over time, that price has a much better chance of getting up above that 200 moving average first on the hourly chart. And that's a good thing to have if you want to go long. From there, it's going to roll over to the 2 hour, to the 3 hour, to the 4 hour. And that's how you can start to see, oh, there's some strength coming back into this chart. But if the chart continues to sell off to the downside, right, you're not going to see price getting up above the 200 moving average, even on a smaller time frame. Now, I went over some other charts earlier today. Let's go over them. So we have Boroden. Boroden is a nice long setup, but you can also see that if you watch that video. What don't I like about this chart? I do like a series of higher highs and higher lows above the 200 moving average. But on the hourly chart, price is trading below that 200 moving average on the hourly, right? So what I want is to find strength above that 200. Without that exhibition of strength above that 200, I don't really want to participate with this chart. And that's another thing. I know somebody's been in my comments for quite some time about MicroStrategy. If you take a quick look over here, price is trading below that 200 moving average on the daily chart. It also started to exhibit strength on a smaller time frame. So right here, sideways consolidation, and kind of just chopping his way back to the upside, back up into the light. On the hourly chart, where I got interested was price got up above that 200 on the hourly chart, pulling back, and I mapped this out way early. So if you look at my micro trends, okay, you can start with the 24th of March, then the 31st. When micro trend was at the 24th, I was looking to have it climb up even higher. So on the 24th, where was it at? So over here on this bar, I made the video. And in that video, I said, I would like MicroStrategy to climb up even higher and demonstrate the pullbacks that it demonstrated over here, like this $90 pullback over here, $86 pullback. Why did I want that kind of pullback? I wanted that type of pullback simply because there was a 200 moving average I wanted to take advantage of. Okay, so you want to see the moves before the moves. It's important for you to start looking at these charts as a chess player. Okay, you're not just reacting to it. You're looking at, there's certain patterns I like to see in the chart. I like to see it formulate before it starts to formulate. Now, where does this sit right now with me, with MicroStrategy? Well, it kind of fell out of disfavor. I'll tell you why, because I had a nice pocket, a symmetry support, and I do not really like price slices below that pocket of support. I don't like that. Other traders, they don't care about it that much. I mean, they'll trade it and start to go long over here. But for me, I'm just a little bit more picky. I'm more precise with my shot selection. To say, if you're playing basketball, you want to find the shot on the court for your team that has the highest percentage, right? And this is not a high percentage shot for me. Even now, where's price trading at? Price is trading below that 200 moving average on the hourly chart. More specifically, I'm on the 65-minute, but if I jump on the 1 hour, probably show the exact same thing. So if I flip over the 1 hour, price is still trading below that 200 moving average on the 1 hour. So that's just to show you that this is not the best chart for me. It may be the best chart for somebody else, right? You just make those decisions. What's important for me is to look at these charts, look at them objectively, and seeing the moves before the move. That's what I like to do day in and day out. And that's how I find myself in high probability setups. ConocoPhillips. Okay. Over here, series of higher highs and higher lows. And where's price trading at in relation to that 200 moving average? Got up above, right? Stayed up above. I'm a lot more comfortable dealing with charts like this if it can stay up above with a series of higher highs and higher lows. Let's see what else we want to talk about. So I'm always just looking through these charts, looking for the best shot to take, right? So where's Rose trading at? On the hourly chart, trading below that 200 moving average. On the daily chart, it was trading below. This is a series of higher lows. But if I want to participate to the long side, you can see why I am a lot more excited about Luna than Rose, right? So those are the distinctions that's very, very important for you guys to see that. You're not just jumping in here because you saw a headline where you saw your influencer. You have to know what your trading plan is from the get-go, okay? Not just jumping in here in and out of charts because for whatever reason. So Harmony over here as well. I'll be interested in this chart once it starts to get up above this 200 moving average, starts pulling back with a 3 price relationship in conjunction with that 200 moving average on the hourly chart, exhibiting a strength with a series of higher highs and higher lows, and giving me a trigger to go long on the 15-minute time frame. That's what I like to see with Harmony, because if it can get up with some strength, and I gotta check where is that price in relation to the 200 moving average on these other time frames. You can see I like to see a lot more strength, right? And that's why Shiba right now, this time, this moment in time, is the best chart to go long. Or if you just go with small position sizing because it's just one of these smaller token plays. You can see if I were to deal with Harmony on the way back up, these 200 moving averages on different time frames is going to cause resistance, right? So if I were to draw this horizontal line, this is the 200 moving average on the 3 hour, which is also very close to that 2 hour 200 moving average on the 1 hour. Got to deal with that right there. And on the 4 hour, where's it at? That's another 200 moving average. So you know on the way back up for Harmony, there's going to be a lot of resistance. It would be much better if we were to be patient and wait for price to get up above all this mess. So these are the 200 moving average on different time frames. From there, I like to see it pull back, right? Pull back with a 3 price relationship. That's demonstrated by symmetry supports and also fib retracements. From there, giving me a trigger to go long on a 15-minute time frame. And that's what we have with Shiba Inu right now, right? If we were to be very, very clear and precise, 200 moving down here, right? Clearly below where price is currently trading at on the 4 hour, on the 3 hour, right? On the 2 hour, on the 1 hour. So we're looking for pockets of less resistance. I don't know how you put it. I'm just saying right now on my way back up to deal with the 200 moving average on the daily chart, I have a pocket that I can kind of ride it out. I know very likely there will be resistance hitting that 200, and that could be an area where I can take some profits off the table. And once it gets up above 200, what I like to see? I like to see it pull back and use the 200 as support for continual strength to the upside. If I don't get that, I just take my profits off and move on to another chart. And that's what we do day in and day out. So I want to thank you for jumping on this call. Just a really quick live stream. Looking to hear from you in my comments below, and I'll talk to you soon.